Sal, but anyways, this is just kind of quick, because, you know, I really get so tired of people like, you know, Daffney, like a while ago, not that long ago, depending when this comes out, the wrestler Daffney, she was known by some other ring name. She was Shark Girl. Her real name is like Spruill. I don't know, Shannon Spruill. I don't know how to say her last name. I think it's German, because she's a military brat. It's like, people always say like, oh, when you have mental health issues, to reach out and stuff. No. You reach out to people, you know what happens? They block you, they unfriend you, they ignore you. Like, for instance, Pac, Chef Pac, Pac Nation. I think her name's like Pac San Range. I reached out to her, you know, but the thing was, she was like ignoring me. She would reply to everyone else but me and like everyone else but me. At one point, like when I had the surgery, she claimed she would try to help me, like, on her own. I didn't ask her for help. She said that she would actually come here and take care of the dogs, all this other stuff, but I think she's full of shit. She probably would have robbed me. So, anyways, I was struggling with stuff. I reached out to her. I'm sending her DMs, you know, private messages on Facebook, and basically she says that, you know, she doesn't want the responsibility, let's not talk anymore. And she hasn't talked or communicated with me for like a year or like months. So you know what, Pac, you're as fake as your fucking hair color. You're a fucking cunt, you're a bitch, you don't respect people with mental health. When you had COVID, people didn't abandon you. I was seeing if you were alright, I cared about you. I used to think you were a representation of like everything that was good and pure in the world, but you know what, you're just another Mexican that doesn't give a fuck about anything. You know what the Mexicans did? You wiped out the real people. You're fucking some European piece of shit from Spain. You wiped out the Aztecs, you fucking dismembered the babies, you lit them on fire, all sorts of shit. It's like so annoying. You reach out to people, and I didn't let her help because I was worried, because you know I got hurt helping Aura, so I thought if she came to help me that she would get hurt too. So I didn't want anything to happen to her. I thought she was like the representation of everything that was good, everything that was good, everything that was pure, everything that was right in the world. But you know what, Pac, you're right. I don't know you. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're fucking some fucking glorified fry cook. You don't give a fuck about anyone but yourself. You've always been a selfish bitch that fucking got by on your looks. And as your looks fade, we'll see how things go. 'Cause you know what? You won't ignore me and still be childish and shit. So you know what? If you have a problem with people that don't respect people with mental health, but let me say, her thing made me give up. Her reaction to me just made me give up. She just ignored me and all this other, and I'd send the messages like, look, is it alright? Is this alright? You know, I realize there's a lot for you and stuff. And she's like, oh no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, you know, if it was a problem, you should have just fucking let me know, like, hey, this is a lot for me to handle, this is this, could you maybe be this? And you know what I mean? It's like you don't even try to communicate with people, and that's the problem, Pac. You didn't communicate with people. You wouldn't answer your phone for months or weeks. People have complained about that for years, because you only give a fuck about yourself, because you're a selfish fucking cunt bitch. And you know what? It's just so fucking annoying, because anytime you reach out to people, it doesn't go well. They just basically fucking fuck you over, right? Maybe you want to go vampire? And then look at these people. Mahone, Kearns, and O'Brien. You see that guy? Joseph A. fucking Highland. He's a fucking lying piece of shit. And you know what? You want to fucking hear. Here. Here's this stuff if you want to see it, alright? So these fucking people rip me off. The guy puts a lien on me. Instead of suing the person that fucking injured me, causing me to have a C5, C7 neck fuse and all these problems, ruin my life, Joe fucking Highland, the piece of shit lying scumbag, fucking puts a lien on the fucking settlement because he says, oh, well, they didn't have assets because he tricked me into... He took advantage of me when I had a concussion, post-concussion stuff, and I'm on medication. So he got me to sign things. I wasn't, you know, all this other stuff. He's telling me I'm going to get all this money. There's more operations. There's more money. I'm going to get like $250,000, $500,000. Oh, we're going to sue them. We're going to get this money. And then when it's time to sue them, he didn't think they had the assets. So it's like, you know, oh, you'll have a settlement and this and that. Yeah, well, at least I'd have a settlement. But no, instead you stole $10,000, $11,000 from me. I ended up with like from a $25,000 settlement. So you know what? People don't care about you if you have mental health issues. They don't. If you reach out to them, it's the worst thing you can do because they don't care. They'll pretend to care. They try to do things, but they don't care. You know, that's just how it is, man. People don't care about you. You know, if you have a problem with Pac, how she treated me with the mental health, I might post all the messages and make them public and let people see it, because I think people should see what type of person that Pac San Reyes is, Chef Pac is. Because do you really want a chef that doesn't respect people with mental illness? Do you want a chef that doesn't care when people reach out to you? So one minute she'd actually come in, and then she starts taunting me and stuff. She actually came to New York. So she comes to where I live from Texas, New York, and she's posting all these pictures where she's with this guy, or she's kissing this guy, and she's hanging out with this guy. She has no time for me because, you know, she doesn't care. So the mental health has a real stigma. Mexicans are pretty much trash. They're fucking just in for themselves. If it's not nailed down, they steal it. So, yeah, so when you tell people to reach out when you have mental health, bullshit. You reach out, they're going to block you, they're going to call the police, they'll try to have you committed. So the last thing you want to do is let people know. So if you have a mental health issue, you're probably best to keep it to yourself. Because people just don't care about you. That's just how it is. You know, I really thought Pac cared about me. I thought, you know, she didn't understand. At least I could talk to someone. It's not like I wanted to talk to someone. I was just really having so much trouble. You don't understand what it's like. It could be like anxiety. You just want it to end. You don't understand what it's like when you have an episode. You don't understand what's going on. It wasn't until Wrestling Jesus explained how he's having these panic attacks, all this other stuff. This guy that he just keep deleting his channels. He'd be getting subscribers, getting all these views, and he just deleted his channels. He's done this for years. So that's when I started to understand that other people feel like I do, or they have these reactions, because it's like, you don't want it. There's no reason for you to feel that way, and then all of a sudden it's like you just feel so horrible, so bad. It's like an anxiety. You just want it to end. So a lot of people that just take their lives, it's like, not so much that they wanted to die or anything, it's like they just have like this feeling. It's just such a horrible feeling, and you're in like this mode. It's like you can't talk to anyone, because if you try to talk to anyone like Pac San Reyes, Chef Pac, or whatever, what do? They basically block you, or they unfriend you, or they just ignore you, or they just don't talk to you anymore. So it's like, you don't like something I said, then all of a sudden you try to use that as an excuse not to talk to me, when all this time you were ignoring me, going out of your way where you'd reply to everyone else but me, you'd like everyone else's comments but me. Then you say, I don't know you. Well, you don't know me, but you were offering to come all the way from Texas or Mexico to help take care of my dogs, or you wanted me to send my dogs to Mexico. Let me tell you, if I sent my dogs to Mexico, I would have never seen them again, because I don't trust Pac. I don't think Pac is a good person. You know what? I thought Pac was a representation of everything that was good, everything that was right in the world, but you know what? Pac, you're just a piece of shit. You don't care about anyone but yourself. And as your looks fade, let's see how many people put up with your little fucking bitch attitude and shit. Because I'm so fucking tired of like fucking girls like you, women like you. She used to reply to my stuff, write comments on my fucking Facebook. You know, she acted like she cared. And then when I believed that she cared, what did she do? She backstabbed me. It's not like you know, I was struggling. I'm having flashbacks. You know, I found my dad when he was dead. I had the car accident. Events just trigger things. I don't even understand what was going on at times. And it's like, just to be able to send you a message made me feel better. It's like, you know, it's not like, but I remember when I said something where, like, she just said, okay, so basically, like, just kill yourself, I don't care. Because, you know, you don't know how much you can hang on for. So, she definitely, her, like, reaction to me, where she's like, let's not talk anymore, and this stuff that she doesn't want the responsibility, it really did make me give up. So, I don't know how much longer I have to live regardless of that, but her reaction to me when I reached out made me give up. I mean, I'm just really hanging on for Misty Hayes, my beagle. She doesn't have much time. I have no future. Nobody cares about me. There's not going to be any relationships for me. I had the FBI show up to my house on April Fool's Day, so I mean, if the nails weren't in my coffin already, that really put them in there, because it's like, you know, you live in constant fear. The FBI just kind of come and kill me. They had no reason to show up. None of my fucking videos at the time violated the terms of service, and all the videos, knock on wood, that they've, you know, come before that was still there. They were trying to say I made a COVID video. They were trying to say all these bullshit things. But you know what? The FBI, the fucking government, all they do is lie and deceive people. They're the upper end of welfare. They do everything wrong in the world is the government. Get rid of the government, the world would be a better place. So, you know, if you care about mental health, then, you know, Chef Pac, she's on Facebook, Pac San Reyes, she was the lead singer of Pac Nation. They opened up the Guns N' Roses. Let her know that, you know, mental health isn't something to dismiss, that, you know, you have to try to be supportive of these people. You have to try to understand these people. It's not like they're doing or saying these things because they want to, and oftentimes they push people away, because when you push people away and you isolate yourself, you don't want to cause trauma to anyone else. So you think, all right, when Daffney killed herself, she had so many people that cared about her, but she wouldn't even let herself have a relationship, and that's what people do, and I just hope people understand.